It is curious that we've had this change in tone, John, just as the campaign is faltering. But this might be another reason why the campaign is faltering, because we're hearing all sorts of accounts from around the country. This morning, Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council CEO Nathan Moran defended an Aboriginal land rights claim at Balmoral Beach in the ritzy Sydney harbourside suburb of Mossman. He also revealed that there are around 38,000 unresolved Aboriginal land claims in New South Wales alone. Have a listen to this.
So across the state, I know that the number officially was 38,000 June last year, and I believe that when we discussed it just recently at a gathering, it's brokered to near 40,000 claims across New South Wales are undetermined, have not been assessed and sit in files.
There are 40,000 Aboriginal land claims at the moment in New South Wales.
Yes, I'm glad we're having this discussion, Ben. It's been one of the very sad points of New South Wales land rights. We haven't been able to realise a right. We've made the claims. We just hope they can be assessed.
John, your response to that, I think there's a great deal of ignorance in the community about the process here, what happens, how much of the country has already been handed back.
Well, Rita, upwards of 50% of Australia is subject to native title. And listening to that Ben Fordham interview just then, it's exactly as we found out from the Prime Minister when we didn't know how many pages there were to the Uluru Statement. I think one of the many reasons that the Voice referendum may well be defeated is because Australians are realising there's a lot more to this than what is appearing just on the ballot paper. There are the issues of sovereignty, there are the issues of different systems of justice, as Jacinta Price spoke about in relation to Victoria. And now we have this revelation about what is happening in New South Wales, and Australians are not getting answers. And Noel Pearson can be as gracious as he likes now, but the damage has been done.
Nick, he's so right here, because there is this concern that there's all sorts of things happening in this arena that the majority of Australians are ignorant about. A lot of these land claims, what that means for property holders. I mean, this referendum has really brought a lot of these issues to the fore, things that have been happening for years, but really without widespread knowledge of the Australian public, who've kind of been in the dark about a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I think has become clear is the absolute corruption of the Aboriginal Land Council system. You know, these people do not represent Aboriginal people in any real sense. They are commercial organisations that are occupied by just a few people who get hold of them, not accountable to anybody. And they have a strong commercial interest to make land claims, because then they can, charge rent for, tourists who go there. Or we're going to be in the position they're in parts of Canada now, where you actually have to pay a tax. I saw somebody sent me a bill the other day from a Canadian pizza shop where there is a tax for the land you're on. This is where we're heading. And, I thought we'd settled this back in the early 90s with the Land Rights Act following the Mabo decision. We came to essentially a compromise, because that's what you always have to do. But a compromise isn't good enough for these extremists. They want it all. And I'm afraid this has brought out the worst of them.